Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Max Tasty channel. I've been collecting a lot of cookbooks this past year, and I've been wanting to try all of these recipes. So for this month's theme, we will be doing another round of AniMay, where we'll be making 4 more recipes inspired by 4 different animated pieces of entertainment. For this week's episode, we will be making some mushroom risotto from The Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild, and Tears of the Kingdom. For this recipe, you will need 6½ cups of vegetable broth. You can buy it in liquid form, or make it from bouillon concentrate, or even make it from scratch. You will also need 1 onion, 1½ tablespoons or so of butter, 8 3/4 ounces or so of fresh porcini mushrooms, or if you can't find any, you can substitute with any other mushrooms you prefer, such as shiitake, button, or oyster, or do a mixture of all of them like me. You will also need 1 cup of arborio rice, 1/3 cup or so of white wine, ½ cup of shredded Parmesan cheese, some parsley for garnish, and some salt if needed. First, we'll prepare the broth. So in a pot, heat up your pre-made broth to simmer, or if you're going to make it from bouillon, heat up some water and add in your powder or concentrate when it starts to simmer. The amount I put in was about 2 tablespoons of concentrate for 6½ cups of water, but you can adjust it to your liking. Next, for the onions, peel and chop this into small pieces. Then for the mushrooms, reserve some of them whole for garnish, and then slice the rest however you wish. Once your ingredients are ready, put the butter into a large skillet or frying pan and melt it over a medium heat. Then add in the onion and saute it for 2 minutes until it softens and starts to turn translucent. Next, add the mushrooms, including the whole mushrooms, to the onion and saute this for 4 minutes or until the mushrooms soften and the onions start to brown. Then add in the rice and stir and heat it for a couple of minutes until it starts to turn translucent. Then pour in the white wine and cook this until it reduces to a glaze. Next, add just enough of your simmering broth to cover everything in the pan. Continue to stir the rice until it absorbs the liquid, then add some more broth and repeat this until the rice becomes tender and has a smooth consistency, about 15 to 20 minutes or so. I ended up using all of the broth, so 6½ cups seems like a good amount, though you are welcome to add or remove liquid to make it how you like it. But in either case, just make sure to stir occasionally so the rice does not stick to the bottom of the pan and burn. Then, once the rice is to your liking, turn the heat to low and then grate your Parmesan cheese over the rice and then mix it all together until it's evenly distributed. Also, give your risotto a taste and add some more salt if needed. Then when you're ready, serve your risotto onto a plate or soup bowl. Garnish each plate with a few of the whole mushrooms and some parsley, and with that, your mushroom risotto is ready to eat. Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom have introduced many new things to the Zelda franchise, but one of my favorite new additions is the cooking mechanic. There's just so many different delicious looking recipes to create that you want to try in real life. And so, that's why I decided to make another recipe from these games. But unlike before, this time I was given an unofficial Zelda cookbook last month, so I thought it would be fun to do a recipe included in this book. This cookbook is really well designed and has some of the best pictures I've seen for a cookbook. It's very clear that the author loves the series and also loves cooking. Most of the recipes in the book are relatively easy to follow and are quite delicious, so I highly recommend getting a copy if you are a Zelda fan, or even if you're just a fan of good food. One thing that I like about this specific recipe is that risotto is probably the most realistic dish that Link could make by just throwing the ingredients in a cooking pot, since he kinda just tosses them in with no prep, and it somehow magically transforms into a dish. I also really like how the game teaches you the recipe within the game. More specifically, in Breath of the Wild, an NPC named Ivy has her diary just sitting out in the open for someone to read, and it has this exact recipe. In fact, that's why the IRL cookbook specifically titles the recipe as being Ivy's. I could have sworn that I saw this book while playing Tears of the Kingdom as well, but I wasn't able to find it, so I guess Ivy finally decided to hide her diary from Link's prying eyes. Though, on my search for this diary, I did find that you can still learn the recipe of any mushroom, Hylian rice, goat butter, and rock salt from a recipe poster at the Gerudo Canyon stable. But thankfully, whether or not you make this dish in the game or real life, it's pretty easy to make and will be a great dish to eat to refill your hearts or your stomachs. Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed the video. In the comments below, let me know how it went if you decided to make it. Let me know if there's anything you want me to make next. Like the video, share with your friends and family, and subscribe to this channel for more episodes of the Max AC channel. And remember, if you want to stay cool in the kitchen, turn your AC to the max and watch the Max AC channel.